Today I'll be looking at the ThermoWorks ThermaQ Wi-Fi. Unboxing, setup, use, and review. Welcome to Raleigh Smoke. Here we have the ThermoWorks ThermaQ Wi-Fi kit. I'll show you everything that comes inside if you buy it or get it as a gift like me. It comes with two probes. They're both high quality professional grade stuff here. This is a smokehouse penetration probe or meat probe, and this is a pit probe. Both are rated up to 662 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty cool. You get a great clip for the pit probe there. It comes with a time stick, a ThermoWorks time stick, $25 value. It's just for, like, you're putting a steak on the grill, and let's say you want to flip it in 3 minutes. That's pretty much it. Nothing really fancy about that. It comes with some spatulas, not sure why. Comes with a little catalog of things that ThermoWorks sells if you feel like spending more of your money. And of course it comes with the actual ThermaQ Wi-Fi unit. Now of course inside the box you'll find the actual ThermaQ Wi-Fi unit. They have also included a flathead screwdriver to access the battery panel in the back and two AA batteries. Inside the box you will also find a Android type USB adapter, and that's for updating firmware if necessary in the actual ThermaQ Wi-Fi. It does come with this little clip that goes on the back that can mount to a tripod or a pair of legs that did not come included. Now setting up the ThermaQ Wi-Fi is pretty painless. First things first, you need to download the ThermaQ app from either iTunes or Google Play. Step 2, you need to put the batteries in the back of the ThermaQ unit, because without power, you're not doing much. Step 3. Following the directions in the app, you'll be connecting your smartphone to the ThermaQ's built-in Wi-Fi signal. Now it would have been cool if you could have used this Wi-Fi signal alone, say when you were camping or away from your home, but they didn't design it that way, and it's probably not strong enough. Alright, step number 4. Here we're going to connect the actual unit to the home Wi-Fi network. Very simply follow the directions on the app, enter your home Wi-Fi network and password. Once that's done, the app will ask you for the serial number that's on the back of the unit. When you punch that in, it'll prompt you for a pairing key code. Once you got that entered in there, everything will be complete and you'll be ready to cook. For the very first test run of the ThermaQ Wi-Fi, I decided to spatchcock a chicken hot and fast on the WSM. Now this is not a very long cook, obviously, but it's long enough where if you were cooking it and you need to run an errand, you would want to know, hey, where's the chicken? Where's the pit? Do I need to go home? Do I have more time? Can I run a second errand? That's the reason why I wanted a Wi-Fi enabled remote thermometer. Not so I could just run to the grocery store, but so I could do anything, a number of things. So if I needed to go to work or I want to go to church, I need to leave the house to run an errand, I would know where things are and where they stand and whether or not I need to get home. Now first things first, my impressions of the ThermaQ are pretty good so far. It's easy to set up. What I like about this thing here is that the cords are very long for the probes. They're about 4 or 5 feet, which is great. You can put the unit on a table here like I have, out of the elements and away from the cooker. I think that's great. Now the legs that you see on this unit did not come with it. I bought them off Amazon. ThermoWorks does sell a pair of legs for like $10, but they don't come with the kit, which is really stupid when you spend $280 for this thing and it doesn't come with a $10 pair of legs, but instead they send you a $25 time stick and a pair of spatulas. Now my initial impressions of the ThermaQ app thus far are that it's pretty good. I mean, it's easy to set up, easy to use, and easy to read. It allows you to click on the individual sensors, name them if you want, and you can easily set high and low alarms, which is part of the whole reason why one might want a remote thermometer. Of course, seeing temperatures while you're away from the cooker is one of the biggest advantages, but also being notified when things are getting too hot or too cool is very important. For example, I set the chicken here at 165, so this device should send me some sort of alert to let me know when it's time to pull it off. Let's say the cooker or the pit temp gets below where I want it to be, I'll be made aware of that, and I can either open the vents or add more fuel, whatever the case may be, to address that issue. Now, you may or may not be interested to know that the ThermaQ Wi-Fi does transmit and receive information to and from your smartphone. Some other Wi-Fi enabled wireless remote thermometers on the market only transmit. Now, I could see this being an issue if the ThermaQ Wi-Fi had a built-in audible alarm or a secondary radio receiver like a Smoke does, but it doesn't. So the fact that the information is being sent back to the device from your phone really doesn't matter to me, but evidently it may matter to you, and it matters to some people. Now, as far as the measurements of temperature, the ThermaQ can be set through the app to collection intervals from every 30 seconds to up to 10 minutes. Once that data is received, it takes about 15 seconds for it to be transmitted through the cloud to your phone. Now, one thing that's cool about the app is that you can graph your temperatures. So if you want to know exactly how a cook went, where the temperatures were of your meat, how long the stall was, you can log that. If you want to log your cooks, if you're really big into that and you want to get really nerded out about it, you can do that if your phone is set in certain settings, and I'll get into that later. Now, like I said, the whole idea behind having a wireless remote thermometer that is Wi-Fi enabled is so you can leave the house and still check on things. So for a test, I'm running an errand to the local grocery store, and I pull up my smartphone, open the ThermaQ app, and check on things back at the house. Now, as you can see, the chicken is sitting at 135. The pit's looking good. I've got a little bit more time to shop. ThermaQ is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Alright, so as you can see, the internal temperature of the chicken has reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit in the breast, so it's time to pull it off the cooker. Now, I'm sure you're asking at this point in time, what about the alarm? What does it sound like? What does it look like? Well, somehow I missed it in recording this video, but let me show you in a demonstration here exactly how the alarm functions in certain settings. So here are the ThermaQ Wi-Fi set up in my house for a test. I've got one probe running into my oven that's heating, and I've set a high heat alarm on the app. Now, you can't see the app running because the phone is locked, and any smartphone is going to lock after a period of time. Why? So it won't die, right? I mean, this is how anyone would expect to run a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi enabled wireless thermometer with their phone locked, because anything like a brisket or a pork butt is going to be a very long cook, and if the phone's not locked, your phone is going to die. And so here's the notification you get when the phone is locked. It's not terrible, but it's not what I expected. I expected it to actually be an alarm. This is just a notification you would get like if someone sent you a tweet or something, I guess. I don't think it's going to wake me up if I'm doing an overnight cook, nor is it going to get my attention if there's any kind of noise in the background. Now here I have the exact same test, the high heat alarm set on the app, but this time the phone is unlocked, as if I was doing nothing but just staring at it. Now, that's pretty ridiculous, right? Why would the alarm be that loud if I'm looking at the actual app and the phone is unlocked? Now I know what you're thinking. There's got to be a setting somewhere in the app or on the phone that allows you to augment these weird notification settings. Well, technically yes, but not really. All it allows you to do is turn the sounds on and off. So if you want that loud alarm, say for an overnight cook, so you can actually wake up when your pit temperature gets too low and you've got to address it, you got to go through your phone, go through the settings and make sure the screen never locks, and be sure to plug it in so it won't die, and you've got to make sure the app is running in the foreground and not the background. Because if the app is running in the background, you get that dinky alarm and you're probably not going to wake up. And if you want to use that graphing software to keep track of your cooks, you got to do the exact same thing, which doesn't even make sense because the app is constantly receiving data from the ThermaQ, but it's only plotting it when the phone is unlocked and the app is in the foreground. Now, I do not know who designed this app, but whoever did probably didn't ask many questions. And I really wonder if ThermoWorks even did any beta testing, because if they did, I can't see how anyone who barbecues wouldn't have brought these notification and graphing issues to the forefront before the product was put to market. And what's even more surprising is the fact that this product has been out since June of 2017, and although there has been some updates to the app, none of them have fixed these particular issues. But let me be clear here. This is not an instrument problem. It is an app supporting software problem. It's a very, very fixable problem, and ThermoWorks, you want to fix it. Now, no product review is complete without knowing all the good and all the bad about a particular product, because there are things good about this one. So let's take a look at them both here in the pros and cons. So first things first, let's focus on the good stuff, the positives, the pros. The ThermaQ Wi-Fi is made by ThermoWorks, and they make some excellent stuff. Their products are go-tos for professional chefs and pitmasters. They are well known and well respected. So first things first, I have to say that I can't help but like the fact that the ThermaQ Wi-Fi is a professional grade product. And according to ThermoWorks, this device or instrument was built for the commercial kitchen and the competition barbecue circuit. So you know its componentry and calibrations are the company's best. So that's got to be worth something. Now I've got to give points here for this product's ease of operation. It was easy to set up, it is easy to operate, and the display is quite large and easy to read. And because it's Wi-Fi enabled, you can use your smartphone and don't have to learn like some 20 weird different sequences for its 2 buttons. The case of the ThermaQ Wi-Fi is quote-unquote splash-proof with a rating of IP55. And though I'm not really sure what that means, I do think it can withstand a splash, obviously, or perhaps at least a light rain, which is nice to know in case it gets caught out in the elements. The probe quality and length of the cords is a definite plus here. I think I said it earlier, the cords were maybe 4 to 5 feet long, but they're actually nearly 7 feet long, which is great. Not having to hang this thing off your cooker and being able to put it on a table is so nice. Plus, the probe cords are wrapped in a woven stainless steel wiring, and they're able to withstand being closed in an oven door. So they should be able to withstand some decent use around your smoker or grill. My only caveats are that I wish the gray clip for the pit probe actually held the probe. That's a bit loose. And the high heat meat probe, it's kind of long. I mean, perfect for a pork butt or brisket, but it's a bit tricky with a tri-tip or chicken breast, so I might need to buy a smaller one. But overall, the probes are great quality, extremely accurate, and I really love the long cords. Now, another thing that's great about the ThermaQ Wi-Fi is its extended battery life. According to ThermoWorks, this thing can last up to 4,000 hours on just 2 AA batteries. That's fantastic. Plus, since the display has a battery life indicator on it, you'll know exactly when those 4,000 hours are almost up. So let's talk here about the negative stuff, the cons. There aren't a ton of bad things, and maybe some of them, well, are just me being nitpicky, but I think they're worth mentioning. Now, first and foremost are the issues I mentioned earlier about the app's notification and graphing features. As I stated in the pros, this is a professional or commercial grade product. I don't think that it's too much to ask that the app that supports it works just as well as the instrument. Now, I have called ThermoWorks and brought these issues to their attention, and I asked if they have any intentions of fixing them, for which I am eagerly waiting a response, and I certainly hope that they do fix it, because it would not only make their loyal customers happy, it would also make this product what it should have been from the start, nothing but the best. Now, this brings me to the second biggest con, the price. The ThermaQ Wi-Fi is $239 alone with no probes, and $290 as a kit. Now, that's a pretty steep price when you consider that there are other Wi-Fi enabled wireless thermometers on the market that are either cheaper or have more functions and or features. But let me remind you, you are paying for a professional grade product, which I personally didn't have an issue with because of who I was buying it from. But the issues with the app, they're kind of like a thorn in the side when you think about what it cost. Thirdly, this product is Wi-Fi only. Now, it's not like I didn't know what I was buying, but if you take this thing somewhere without Wi-Fi, it's just a pricey wired thermometer. What would have been sweet is if you were able to use the built-in Wi-Fi signal for those times, but you can't. So maybe down the road, they'll either make the change or they'll merge the ThermaQ Blue's Bluetooth technology into the ThermaQ Wi-Fi. Who knows? My fourth complaint is that there's no backlit screen. For the price, they should have included it. It comes on the MK4 ThermaPen, it comes on the Smoke, and it comes on the ThermaPop, which only costs $30. So why not in the Cadillac of wireless thermometers? And lastly, maybe it's just me being picky, but why no audible alarm on the actual unit? If they went through the trouble of having the two-way communication between the unit and your smartphone, why not add an audible alarm? I don't know, it's not needed, but it would have been a cheap feature. It would have been kind of cool, I guess. So here you have it. These are what I think are all the pros and cons of the ThermaQ Wi-Fi. With all that said, I will continue to use my ThermaQ Wi-Fi because, well, my wife bought it for me. It still does work in weird parameters. And what else am I going to do? I just hope they fix the app. And will I buy another ThermoWorks product? Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're a pretty good company with great customer service that I have experienced firsthand. It was probably a year or so ago that my ThermaPen MK4 was crushed during a flight back to Raleigh. So after I found out ThermoWorks did repairs, I called them and told them what happened. They said they could fix it, so I sent it on its way. Not only did they ship it back to me in a few days for free, but it was fixed good as new with the repair covered under warranty. Truly outstanding stuff. So I really hope they fix the app and continue to strive to be the best because that's what most of us think when we think ThermoWorks. Thanks for watching, y'all.